Alright folks, so what is up? This is One Big Bugga, and this is a little vlog I want to do today to address a few things. Of course, I haven't been dedicating myself to my YouTube channel as much as I've been wanting to. I am hoping to change that, as I've said several times, but I really am. I just put a lot of time into Eve right now. I've been trying to do a lot, and hopefully it'll get a little bit easier now that I've taken one of my characters to the point where they can start making money in a more lucrative manner other than mining, which is decent but very slow, tedious, and it doesn't pay out as well as other ways. So I've gotten one of my characters to the point where they can rat now, which means they can kill NPCs and they can do sites and whatnot. And provided I don't get my brand new ship destroyed anytime soon, I should be able to start making a fair amount of in-game money. And oh my, pardon me, I just finished eating a long ago. But yeah, I should be able to make a fair amount of this. And the advantage of ratting versus mining is mining. No, I have to take what I have, put it into a container. That container eventually gets emptied, and then gets put. The stuff gets put on the market. I have to wait for the stuff to sell, and then money give it back to me. But not only that, a percentage of what I make is taken out. Now, the same is true for ratting. When you rat, whatever you get, 10% is taken away. But here's the advantage: ratting, you get the money immediately. Yeah, the money comes straight to you. You kill the rats, you get the monies for the rats right away. So I don't have to wait a week or a week and a half to get the money of what I work for while trying to build up another one. So it should be fairly easy and fairly quick for me to make a fair amount of money pretty quickly, which is what I'm hoping for. So that means I'll put a little less time into Eve in terms of trying to keep my characters rolling and keep supporting them in terms of the finances they need to keep going. So that's good. A couple things that happened recently, and this one is really good. You can't really see it behind me here, but I have a brand new chair. I don't know if I remember I mentioned in one of my videos on my blog, I had this really comfortable, it wasn't really an office chair. It was just, kind of a leathery, maybe even outdoor chair. It was really short, so I had to stack it with a lot of cushions. But it was wide, it was comfortable, and I really enjoyed it. And as most chairs do under somebody my size, broke. So I had to take my old chair back from my wife, which I felt really bad about. And she had to go to a much smaller, more uncomfortable chair for her. And the chair that I had was really uncomfortable for me. It was killing my back, my legs, my tailbone, everything was just sore after just a couple of hours. So the things that came together for this to happen are pretty amazing. I took my dog Koa to Petco to get his claws done. I know they're actually not called claws, but I call them claws because saying I took my dog to the pet groomer to get his nails done sounds a little too sissy for me. Shut up. So I decided while there, I hadn't given him a bath in a while, and I knew I wouldn't for a little while yet, so I just decided, you know what, can you please give him a bath? It's an extra $25, which in reality is only $15 more than what I'd actually pay to get his nails trimmed and buffed. Yeah, that sounded sissy too, but whatever. So other than taking 15 minutes, they said it was going to be about an hour, hour and a half. So I decided, well, you know what? My wife went to Office Max, which was just a couple stores down. So I decided to go down there and hang out in Office Max and wait for her because, they get chairs and you can sit in them, right? So I found these couple chairs that, were they said big and tall chairs and for bigger people. Yeah, rated 350 pounds. I don't know what they call big and tall, but it's not what I call big. Tall maybe, but not big. But still, I sat in one, it was really comfortable. I sat in another one, it was not so comfortable. So I was just hanging in the chair. And that kind of like said to me, I really should go find my wife and make sure she knows I'm here. Because even though I have a good view of the store where I was sitting, I might miss her. So I went to go see her, and as I was walking down, I saw this other office chair. And I knew it was a high-end chair. I was looking at it. It's all wood, not plastic, all wood. The base of it is wood. The armrests are wood. All leather, beautiful chair, right here. And so I decided to sit down, and I sat down and was like, oh, this is such a lovely chair, and I know I could never afford it. So I was just sitting there, and I was like, well, I know how much the other two chairs cost. One chair actually cost $326. The other one cost $344, and I'm like, I could never afford something like this. So I was looking around, I couldn't find a price on it. I thought, well, it's probably their last floor model for now, and they don't have any others, so maybe they just took the price off. I don't know for sure, but whatever. And I just happened to glance to my right. And when I glanced to my right, I saw a piece of paper laying down on the desk that was there, and I picked it up. And I thought, oh, this is a price list for the different pieces of the desk. This is one of those ones you can buy that's separate pieces of the desk. I picked it up and looked at it, and it was actually a clearance for the chair. It was taped onto the chair, but either somebody had pulled it off or it had fallen off, and somebody just threw it up on the desk rather than try and put it on the chair. And it read, the chair itself, $350, marked down to $90, with an additional 15% off coupon attached to the advertisement. $75.50. I'm looking down. I try to look at the camera, but I watch myself to make sure my actions are all correct. I got to stop doing that. I really need to stop doing that. So I need to address you guys. So I looked at that, I was like, you got to be kidding. This chair is only $75? I think I can afford that. So I went in the store, I found my wife, I brought her back, I showed it to her, and she said, get it. So I did. So I have a $350 office chair that's big and tall, rated for 350 pounds. I bet it can hold probably 450, which I'm actually even heavier than that, unfortunately. But, and I got it for a total of $95, because I bought the 3-year plan. Now, you may say a lot about 3-year plan, but get this. Chairs usually don't even last me much more than a year before they start falling apart because of my weight. This plan, if anything happens to this chair in 3 years, the leather starts coming off. It starts fading really bad. The casters break, which is the most common problem for big people in chairs like this. Anything like that. I can bring it back. If they can get it fixed, it gets fixed. If they can't, they replace it. If they do not have the same chair in stock, I get $80 towards another chair because of the value of this one when they sold it. So for 3 years, I really don't have to worry about another chair. So it was worth the $15 investment. And the thing is, had my wife not gone to Office Max, had I not decided to give my dog a bath at the pet store rather than just get his nails done, I never would have known about this chair. So yeah, I have a beautiful chair. The base, like I said, it's wood. It's not plastic. It's solid. It's not even like hollow. It's solid wood. And there's a little bit of hollowing inside, but inside is reinforcing wrought iron. Now there's actually iron strips about half an inch thick, maybe a quarter inch, more like quarter inch thick, maybe a little bit less, running through each of the 5 spokes to help reinforce it. So it's amazing. It's a strong chair. It's a comfortable chair. And I can't believe what I walked away with, man. When the guy came up, he was starting to point out, well, it has some scratches, and it has, and I literally threw my hand up. I said, I want the chair. I want the chair. And he's like, all right. And I just took it out to my car and loaded it right in. Thank God I drive a Scion. Just dropped the back seats and flip, right in it went. It absolutely unbelievable. I love this chair. I've been sitting in it for several hours now and I'm not sore. Not in the least. It's amazing. So, something else I want to address, and this is kind of like words of wisdom on anything else, is this whole star accounts hacking and intimate and private photos leaked. To call now, thanks to, I guess thanks to Reddit, even though Reddit was not the original site where everything happened. It was 4chan, which I don't go to 4chan. I do use Reddit, but I don't use 4chan. But Reddit, I guess, kind of named it, or at least made the name popular, called it the Fappening. Great name. But I think this has the opportunity to be a lesson for a lot of people, stars included. Whereas the person that hacked the accounts is in the total wrong. It really is. It's in the total wrong. Taking private pictures of people like this and posting them for the public that were never meant to be seen. The reality is, as well, no matter who you are, star or common person, if you take at any given point in time, or have taken at any given point in time, compromising or intimate photos of yourself and or loved ones, you have to be prepared, whether it be 6 months, 6 years, 10 years, 12 years, 20 years, doesn't matter. You have to be prepared for those photos to surface in public. That's not saying they will, but they can. No matter how safe and secure you make them, no matter what passwords, no matter what accounts, or where you hide them, or where you store them, you have to be prepared for somebody to get a hold of them. I mean, this has been going on since before you could really store pictures on the internet. There are plenty of compromising photos that have shown up as celebrities all throughout the decades. You know, people get these compromising photos in real life, whether it's been, you know, servants like maids or whatnot, or they've been friends or ex-lovers or ex-spouses. They had access to these photos. They would give them out, and they would get posted in smut mags and you know, dirt magazines and all that. It doesn't matter. And now they're much more accessible on the internet because all it takes is a competent hacker, as has been shown. And the reality is to say, oh, the FBI is involved. And the FBI is never going to catch who did this. They're never going to catch who did this. They don't have the means to. And I find it absolutely hilarious that the FBI is supposedly putting so much effort into this, because they have totally nothing better to do right now than try and figure out who hacked a bunch of celebrity personal accounts, whether it been iCloud or whatever it was, because Apple's denying the fact that there was actually a breach. Okay, Apple. But it just goes back to what I said. Even though the hacker is the one that's completely, totally, 100% wrong, don't take compromising photos of yourself. Don't take compromising pictures. Don't put yourself in compromising positions. Don't let other people do it. Don't do it for dare. If you can't handle yourself when you're drunk and you do stuff that's stupid, be prepared for that to come back and bite you in the ass, no matter who you are. And that's simply what happened. These people took compromising photos. Yes, it's an invasion of privacy. Yes, it's against the law. Yes, the person who did it and who is spreading these photos should face punishment, even though I really doubt he ever will. The reality is, if you have those photos, you need to be prepared for them to go public. And the fact that the celebrities are responding now. A lot of the celebrities, particularly, you know, there are a few in particular that are responding. All they're doing is feeding the problem, because there's a lot of people out there that they're going to see this and they're just going to go like, oh, look at her, she's so mad. And they're actually going to egg it on. The best things the celebrities could do is just ignore it. They say one thing in particular professionally, condemning it, and then that's it. Just leave it alone. Say, you could say something like this: I'm not happy that the photos are out there, and I'm not proud of the fact that they exist. The person who did this obviously broke the law and invaded my privacy. It is my hope that this person will face punishment, even though I find it unlikely that they will. But in the end, all I have to say is, they don't belong there, but I can't help that they are there. Something along those lines. You keep it short, sweet, professional. You don't go outraged. You don't go angry. You don't react when you find out they're happening. That's exactly what happened. They're reacting, and they're putting that reaction, putting that emotion up there on their Twitter, on their Facebook, and all that. And it's just fueling the fire. That's all it's doing, is it's fueling the fire. And one more thing I want to touch on with this is, there was kind of a good thing coming out of this, and that's a lot of Redditors started donating to prostate cancer organization for the help of finding a cure for prostate cancer. And the prostate cancer organization actually closed down all donations from Reddit, saying they cannot condone and they will not support donations brought about in circumstances that they were brought about. And on top of that, when that happened, Redditors decided, well, we'll give to another charity, and they gave to water.org, which is supposed to help people supply people with basic water, people that just need water. And they actually closed down the donation site from Reddit. Now, on the one hand, this is a good showing by the companies that's saying, hey, we don't want money from people who are involved in viewing pictures that were obtained illegally. But also, on the other hand, you're turning down donations from people who are truly giving. It's something good coming out of something bad. And is it truly right to tell them no? It's not like the money was stolen. It's not like the money was appropriated by illegal means. Right? And in a sense, you can almost say, and they all did this because one of the celebrities, I forget who, had supported the prostate cancer organization. And it's almost like even though it could almost be viewed as, it's like, well, we understand your best. Here, let us do this, even though we're, quite honestly, perverts. Let us do this in light of the situation. And both organizations turned it down. Now, like I said, on the one hand, it's understandable and a good thing that both organizations have turned it down. It's taking a stand saying, no, this is coming around, even though it's, the good thing is coming around through a bad happening. On the other hand, it's like, it's good money, though. It's people making good in a bad situation. And you're telling them no. I don't know if I fully agree with that. I think, again, as somebody who stood maybe in a position where these organizations would have said, I don't condone or agree with the photos being stolen. We do not support what has happened. However, we can accept these donations on the basis that it is a form of apology from people for what has happened. Try and put a good spin on it and see what happens. Because most Redditors, although they can be a lot of jerks, a lot of Redditors are really good people. I know you may not agree with that. You may have just snorted milk out your nose if you were drinking it or something, but a lot of Redditors, are not bad. And I know this because I frequent a lot of the subreddits. There are subreddits where they give food. There are subreddits where they the Secret Santa subreddit where people exchange gifts. There are subreddits like Random Acts of Amazon, who, although I never ended up breaking up with at the end because I didn't agree with a lot of rules that are coming out, that doesn't mean that the people there are bad. The people there were very good. It's a good thing. There's loans. There's our loans. Strangers giving strangers loans based on reputation on Reddit. And they range from small loans. I've seen a loan as small as $5 to a loan as big as $1,300. And they get paid back. Not always. There are loans that go unpaid. But for the most part, most of the loans get paid back. And yes, I have made loans and I have paid them back. Every single one that I've taken. There are subreddits on there to help your pet. There's okay. So there are a lot of Redditors can be good people if you give them the chance and the opportunity. So I really think the foundations could have put a spin on this that made it a good thing. But I don't want to ramble on about that point anymore. I don't think I have... Oh, I do have one more thing I need to touch on. Speaking of loans. For every good thing that happens in my life, like this chair, I swear there's always one bad thing to balance it. And this was no different. Last night, I went to McDonald's to get dinner for me and my wife because, quite frankly, we had nothing left. And while driving out, I didn't see that some rocks had fallen from the side of the road into the road and ended up hitting one of them pretty hard. My tire didn't go flat, so I thought nothing of it. Been going down all day, went downtown, did everything I had to do downtown, came back. As I got back and stopped at the gas station to put gas in the car, I noticed that the hubcap was actually out a little bit. So I went to bang it back in, and when I went to bang it back in, I saw a small dent in the rim. I was like, oh, God. And so I took a closer look, and upon looking closer, I saw a scuff on the tire. And as I ran my hand over that scuff, I felt, boink, I felt a bump. Now, I don't think it's an air bubble. I think the steel belt is been bent and is pushing against the outer wall. That's not as bad as if it was an air bubble. However, it's still not good. Had I known this before this chair, I wouldn't have this chair. I'd have gotten the tire done. So what I have to do is I'm going to take it by a tire place on the 5th. I'm going to ask them to look at it. I'm going to ask them to tell me, should it be changed immediately, as soon as possible, or can it go, or do they think, just an opinion? I'm not looking for a concrete, just an opinion. Do they think it would be okay to go for a little while? Because I did notice a little shaking in the car more than normal, and that comes from the rim being a little dented. So I actually have to get the tire rebalanced at the very least, if the rim is still good. It's holding, but I don't know if it would actually still be good. And there's another expense I'm going to deal with. But one step at a time. If they say it needs to be changed as soon as possible, then I'm going to have to make a loan on Reddit again to get the money to fix the tire. It's that simple. But I'm hoping they'll say it's, the steel belt, it's not as bad, and if you're careful with it, it'll be okay. Because then I can just wait till I get paid for October, and everything will be fine. Like I said, for every good thing that happens, something bad happens. A great thing happened to me, so, boink, my car's got a problem. It never changes. Alright, but I have rambled on far long enough. You don't need to hear me talking. Again, I will continue to try to commit myself to my YouTube channel. Again, like I said, soon I'll be able to, because I have to train for the ship, which takes no time for the first level. I have to train for the ship, and I think I still have to train for the guns. I'm not sure. I actually may have the guns set already. I'm not entirely sure, but either way, it doesn't matter. Then tonight I'm buying the ship. I'm buying everything for it in the game, and I'm having it shipped over to my character along with a couple other things. So I am really, 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 really looking forward to getting this done, because it will need more in-game money in my character's pockets, which means I won't have to dedicate as much time. So there's that. So hopefully I can dedicate myself a little bit more to my YouTube channel, start putting more up, because I am actually getting, every day now I see 2 and 3 new subscribers. And I know a lot of you are probably subscribing for Euro Truck. I understand that. Again, I just don't want to keep up with the mods right now. I don't want to keep up with the mods. It's like a new patch just came out and they're talking about another patch already. And every time a patch comes out, you have to update it. At the very least, you have to update the map mods. And when you update the map mods, a lot of your other mods that you put in may not work either. And it's just really aggravating. You know, that's why I want American Truck Simulator to come out. Yes, there'll be mods for American Truck Simulator. Yes, there'll be a lot of patches. But for a little while, it'll just be American Truck Simulator. You know, and I'm still waiting for Binding of Isaac Rebirth to come out. As far as I know, it was supposed to come out in August, but it got delayed, which is fine. I don't want the game to come out early, you know. I don't want to say the game's coming out in August and they put out in August, it's not quite done. I don't want that. What I do want is the game to come out, but I do want them to be finished with it. And Far Cry 4, I think, doesn't come out till October, maybe. I got to double check, because it may come out this month. I don't remember when it comes out, but I'm definitely going to pick that up, and that is going to be a YouTube one. Other than that, you know, all the games I have now are old. You know, I have just what I have installed right now. I have Batman Arkham Origins that I'm playing. I have LA Noire that I'm playing that I never finished. You know, I have Smite that I haven't played forever. I play an occasional League game again, but I play bots mostly, just because I want to make sure I have enough influence points to buy the next champion that comes out, because I have all the champions unlocked. I have Assassin's Creed 3 installed. Yes, I'm playing 3 before 4. I know that 3's not nearly as good. Believe me, I know. But I refuse to play them out of order. So I got to finish 3. And then other things I have, something I thought about doing was Don't Starve. Again, I got Nuclear Throne that I can do, Paranautical Activity. But other than that, you know, I don't have a lot in terms of newer games. So we'll see what happens. But I'm almost 30 minutes in. This is the longest vlog I've ever done. So I want to finish this up and get this done. So, that's going to be it for now. There will be at least one game tonight. I do intend to finally unlock the last part of Naxxramas. Sorry, I've been talking too long already. I do intend to unlock the last part of Naxxramas and do the challenges and the final bosses, and get those posted up. I want to do more Nuclear Throne because love that game. I love it so much now. It's my favorite game, period. Until Rebirth comes out, Nuclear Throne's my favorite game. End of story. You can expect that. I might do a little bit of Starbound now that I'm actually in the game and doing stuff with it. I figured some stuff out. But I don't know. I'm not truly a Starbound person. I enjoy playing it, but I'm not as into it as most people are. And other than that, you see me looking like this. I'm looking at my second monitor. Actually, I'll even show you. I don't know how well. Yeah. There's my second monitor there. That's what I'm looking at. It's a 20-inch widescreen. But either way, yeah, fix your that thing. So, yeah, okay. Almost 30 minutes. Gotta stop. That's going to be me done for this vlog, folks. I hope you've enjoyed listening to my ramblings and opinions as much as I enjoy rambling and opinionating. Until next time, this is going to be One Big Bugga. I will be signing out. Keep watch for those games coming up following this vlog, and hopefully a little bit more consistently for the week until I get into an actual consistent posting again. Until then, this will be One Big Bugga. I'm going to be signing out. I'm here. I'll see you next time.